There we go. Right, hi everybody. I am now recording my phonics lesson. I've got lots of people here that are watching live, but for those of you that are not watching live, you can, if you grab yourself a piece of paper and something to write with, you can join in with our second phonics lesson of the week, where we're going to look at yet another soft letter, like we looked at our soft C on Wednesday. So I'm going to start by sharing my screen, and then what you should find, if it's working, there we go, is a set of words for you to read. So I'll give you a few moments just to have a look and see what they say. All of them have letters that are saying something rather unusual. And once you've had a chance to look through those, then I'll start pointing at them, and you can read them out loud and practice your reading. Okay, here we go. When I point to the word, I'd like you to just read it out loud for us. That one we saw on Wednesday. Okay, we'll go through those answers. This word we saw on Wednesday with the letter I saying its letter name and our soft C. Icy, gold, pint, no. This one was slightly trickier. It's a soft C at the beginning here, central. Central as in the centre of something, in the middle. Remind, acid, cell. And then this was one of the words we wrote on Wednesday with a hard C, k, and then a soft C, s, accent. Accent. Accent is the way that somebody talks. So we have a Gloucestershire accent. Okay, but we're going to look at a letter today that makes another soft sound. I'm going to, my pen's going to run away. I'm going to write two words on my whiteboard, one with a hard sound and one with the soft sound that we are looking at today. So have a go at reading both of those words. As you're reading, think about which one of these has a hard sound and which one has a soft sound. They both have two letters in common, but one of those letters makes a different sound in got to giant. So see if you can figure out, before I give it away, see if you can figure out which letter we are looking at today, because it sounds different in got than it does in giant. If we sound out our word, g, ot, is different to j, I, ant, giant. The T's, I'll say, they're both in the word giant and got, but they both make the same sound, got and giant. So it isn't the T, even though that is in both of them. It's this letter G that's making a different sound in each. Now, when we were way back in reception, you learned that this letter G makes a g, g sound. But in year 2, we look at letters and digraphs that break the rules. In the word giant, that letter G is breaking that rule. It is not making a hard g sound. You don't say giant. It's making a soft j sound. Now, we are used to the letter J making a soft j sound, like in the word jelly. But today, we won't be using that letter J for our j sounds. Instead, we will be using that soft letter G. So just the same as a normal phonics lesson, I will tell you a word to write. You need to write it down, and then I will show you the answer on my whiteboard. Let's start with the word gent. Short for the word gentleman. So start by writing the word gent. And remember, today, that J is being made by that soft letter G. So gent. There are 4 phonemes in the word gent. Gent. Take care with this third one. Make sure you can hear it. It's quite a short sound. Gent. Okay, this word actually starts off with our j sound. It is not a letter J. We don't want that today. It's our soft G. J, e, n, t, gent. And it's short for the word gentleman. Gent. Okay, good. Let's go on with the word Jill. This is somebody's name. Use that clue. Jill. There is a double letter at the end. That's the only clue I'm going to give you. The word Jill. But I am going to tell you I will be very picky with this first letter because it is somebody's name, Jill. The reason I'm going to be very picky with this letter at the beginning is because it is somebody's name. That makes it a proper noun. So it should be what sort of letter? Hopefully you said a capital letter. It has to be a capital G at the beginning of Jill. It still can make that soft J sound. So it doesn't matter whether it's a lowercase letter or an uppercase letter, G, it can make a soft G, J sound or a hard G sound. Capital letters and lowercase letters don't change the sounds that the letter makes. So J, I, and I did say there was a double letter on the end. It's making the sound L. So that makes it a double L, Jill. Let's do something a little bit trickier this time. Write the word magic. 5 phonemes in the word magic. Our soft G is not at the beginning here, so write the word magic. The beginning is quite easy. It gets harder towards the end. I'm going to sound out the word magic. A, J. So here's our soft G in the middle of the word magic. A, J, I, K. Now, there are several different ways of writing K. I'm going to tell you that it can't possibly be this one at the bottom. Have a look and think about why it cannot be that CK. Even though we have said that the CK grapheme comes on the ends of words most often, how do you know that it's not here in magic? There is a reason. If you have a look, I've got a phonics button here. It's not a line for a digraph, so it cannot be this CK digraph, which means it has to be one of the others. If I wrote a letter K on there, it would actually say magic. It's not the answer though. It is a letter C on the end of magic. So if you wrote the letter K on its own, you could have been absolutely right. If I had sounded that out, it would have said magic. It's actually a letter C on the end of magic. Okay, what about the word ginger? Ginger. 2 J sounds in that word, ginger. Neither of them are that letter J. So focus on where that soft G goes in ginger. Take care with that sound as well. It's quite a short sound. Ginger. Here we go then. Our soft J sound is at the beginning. J, I. This really short sound here is an N, gin. Here comes another soft J, gin, J, ginger. Marmalade is ginger, for those of you that have seen photographs of him, ginger. Tricky with the short N and the 2 J soft G's in the word ginger. Let's get even trickier still, though. Use ginger to write the word danger. Now, I should give you a clue for this word. The A sound is the letter saying its letter name. So danger. Write the word danger. Oh, Miss Stevens, it might just have been that I was sitting still. Am I still frozen? Oh, Mrs. Stevens says I'm frozen. So if I stop sharing and then reshare, hopefully that will fix that. What about now, Mrs. Stevens? Is that better? Yep, lovely. Okay, danger was the word we were looking for. So if I sound it out, D. Now my clue was that the A sound is the letter saying its letter name. So I then need to write the letter A. D, A. Now we can use the spelling pattern in ginger to write the rest of danger. D, A, N, J. Danger. Sometimes it's quite useful to do that, to use one word to help you spell the second word. This one is not going to follow the same pattern though. Let's write the word just. Oh, Mrs. Dean says that you only saw the D. I'm back now, so I'll just write danger back up again in case you didn't see that. D, A, N, J, danger. So I use the ending of the word ginger to help me spell the word danger. From what I recall, on Wednesday, my visualizer didn't like phonics either. Doesn't like phonics today either. Right, let's write the word energy now. Look carefully at my phonics buttons. Energy. You'll notice there's a digraph in the middle. Take really good care of this first letter in energy. Okay. Here is the letter N, but it doesn't start our word energy. If we think only about the sounds and not the letter names, practiced that year 2 on Monday when we were all together, knowing the difference between letter names and letter sounds. You can't just randomly use the letter N to start energy. You have to think about its sounds. So the first sound in energy is E. And hopefully you spotted that when you wrote the word yourself. E, N, N, Here comes our soft J. Energy. Now, I wonder how many of you wrote a double E on the end of energy. Notice it is just a phonics button, so it isn't the digraph double E. Energy. It's that letter Y again, making that E sound. Mrs. Stevens says I'm lagging a lot, so I'm just going to stop sharing again and try third time lucky year 2. Let's try one last time. If not, we'll just have to put up with it and I'll just try and move my hand really slowly. So Mrs. Stevens, how are we now? Mrs. Stevens says my voice is fine, but it's no good if I'm saying here and I'm not pointing there. It's really tricky. So E, and it was that letter Y making that E sound on the end, not the digraph here. Oh yeah, we've got a thumbs up from Mrs. Stevens. So hopefully it's working again now. Okay, last of all then, can you write the word? Ooh, write the word gentle. Now, I'll tell you, at the end of the word gentle is actually an L-E, gentle. So this is making the L sound. lock that in your head here too, because I'm going to rub that out in a minute. Here's the ul part at the end of gentle. Ready? I'm going to rub it out. That's the ul. So, gentle. And there's the digraph button for that ul I showed you just now, gentle. Hopefully you will have used your knowledge of how to spell the word gent, which we had at the beginning, because the word gent is in the word gentle. J, e, n, t. Now, did you remember that ul spelling pattern? The L-E at the end, gentle. I'm just going to finish off by writing a word for you to read. This is the name of a country, and it's rather unusual because this letter is saying its letter name. There's our soft G. This letter is also saying something different. It's making an I sound. It's only really the last two letters that are saying their normal sounds. So have a go at using my clues just there to read that word. It's the name of the country that is famous for having these pyramids. Here we've got our letter name, so E, soft G, J, E, J, I sound, I, E, J, I, P, T. If we blend it together, E, J, I, P, T, it says Egypt. So you can get really unusual words that use this soft letter G. I would like to end our phonics lesson today by writing the sentence, can you make a story about a giant? Can you make a story about a giant? Can you make a story about a giant? Those of you that are with me live, I'll give you just a few moments to write that down. Obviously, if you're watching this recorded, you can pause me and have a little bit longer to write the sentence. Can you make a story about a giant? We'll look carefully at our punctuation as well. So here we go. Hopefully we had a capital C to start with. Can you make a story? There's that letter Y making the E on the ends of words again. Can you make a story about a giant is the word you definitely have to get right in this sentence because it uses our soft G, giant. I wonder what punctuation you put onto the end of it. Can you make a story about a giant? Think about the sort of sentence that is. It's not a statement. It's actually asking something. So I do hope you had a question mark at the end. Can you make a story about a giant? I bet you could. For now, that is the end of our phonics lesson. I'm going to stop recording now.